Hey everyone, and welcome to another monthly reset for the month of December. And you can see just over here, I have my Christmas tree up because it is December. It is nearing towards Christmas time now. I can't believe how quick this year has gone. It is incredible. I feel like I was just filming in front of my Christmas tree like yesterday from last year's videos. So it's crazy how quickly this year has actually gone. So if you are new to these videos, every month I sit down and do a bit of a goal reset with some of my goals, do some reflection on some previous goals that I had set for the previous month, and really look at what I'm going to be doing during December and focusing on. I feel like this month is getting a little bit exciting now because it's getting towards January, and I love that time of the year of kind of doing a yearly reset, which I will be doing a yearly reset video, and just doing a whole refresh on all of my goals and everything. All of my direction for next year is going to be kind of like fine-tuned in the next couple of months, so I can't wait to do more videos around the new year and really starting to set new goals in that sense. But yeah, for December, there's going to be a few things happening. Obviously, Christmas and the holiday period towards the end of the month is a very busy time for a lot of people. I will be going away again for that portion of the month. So this will be like my third month in a row, or like 3 out of the last 4 months, I think, that I've gone away for a few weeks. So there has been a lot of workload on me to kind of try and get that done before I go on these trips. And this is going to be no different during December. I'm really going to have to haul my butt into gear in the next couple of weeks to really make sure I have everything on schedule for when I do go away. But speaking of going away, I actually just came back from my content trip to Tasmania, which was actually in November. And I have talked about this briefly on my channel in a couple of my other monthly reset videos, but this particular content trip was actually organized with a camper van company. I do travel content creation over on my Instagram account, and I also have a travel vlogging channel with my partner Dan. And so we actually do a lot of travel photography and videography, content creation, that sort of thing. Suki's just decided to poke her head in the video, and you're ruining my pillows. Hi. Hello. Would you like to join? What are your goals this year, ma'am? So yeah, I've just come back from that content trip. I organized this with a camper van company a couple of months ago when I was pitching out to them. I'm only a small creator when it comes to my travel content creation, so I wasn't really expecting too many yeses when I was pitching out at the time, but this particular camper van company got back to me, and I was so excited because they're quite a big one over here in Australia and New Zealand, and I believe like over the world as well. I was just so excited to hear back from them, and the fact that I was able to do a collab with them was just amazing, and my partner as well. And we sort of got to take, you know, lots of different photos, get the drone up in Tasmania. We just love the van life. Like I really enjoy that, and I enjoy that aspect of travel content creation as well. I think it just gives you so much freedom to be able to do that. So it was such a great collab, and I'm still looking at images. I think I'm going to be looking at images and going through all the content for the next few weeks. There was so much content that we took. Like I said, we had the drone footage, we had a lot of video. We're going to be compiling Instagram reels, which I still haven't really done yet, but that will be happening. And then I'll also be doing so much photo editing as well. There's just literally so much to do. But again, this all sort of has to be done before I go away at the end of the month, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, apart from November and those kind of 2 weeks off, the other 2 weeks was pretty hectic in getting everything ready for when I went away. And I must admit that some of the goals that I'd set career-wise or work-wise last month, I don't feel like I really achieved a lot of them. And that was pretty stark contrast to the previous month in October, because I felt like I did achieve a lot of my work goals in October. I really focused on work so much in October. I wanted to get ahead with my YouTube videos, so I really set myself tasks of like doing double the amount of workload for my YouTube videos and filming so I could get like a month ahead of time with all of my content, which I ended up doing. And I was really proud to actually be able to do that. And I'm still about a month ahead of my content, which is great. But yeah, I didn't feel like I really lived up to those work goals in November, which I am not too unhappy about, to be honest, because I feel like October was it was just such a hard slog, October, like really just trying to keep up with all the content. And I know that I had goals for November, November, but I was also just really happy to just focus as well when I was on the content trip, just really focus on that and really improve photography and video. And I don't know, it's not often that I get the opportunity to do that a lot in my day-to-day. So just getting those couple of weeks away to do that and really focus on that was just really wonderful. And I felt like I was in a bit more of a creative groove, and I'm pretty sure my partner felt the same way. So yes, I would have liked to have achieved a little bit more work-wise last month, and I'm going to go through some of the goals that I did set for November, but I will have a few more for this month. Excuse me, Suki, what are you doing? I don't even know why I bothered making the couch look nice. And now the other one's gonna join in. Would you like to sit? Do you need a hand? Okay, and we're comfortable. So anyway, I think this month is going to be more about just staying on track with my content. I know that if I set too many goals for myself this month, I'm going to be very overwhelmed. There is already so much going on in December, as it is for a lot of people, and I'm no exception with this month. So especially with going away, I think I'll just be really focusing on staying on track, maybe just focusing on actually not getting overwhelmed in the first place. That will be my main goal, and really just trying to also focus on continuing the exercise, which I am happy to report as one of my goals for last month, and keeping that regular exercise. I feel like I pretty much achieved that, and I think that was also thanks to the content trip that I had. But I am going to hop into the goal and habit tracker that I often use for these monthly reset videos, and I'm going to get straight into what I achieved, what I didn't, and what the goals are that I'll be setting for December. If you're interested in this particular template that I'm going to be showing you today, it is from CoPlenty, and I love their templates. I have pretty much all of the templates, to be honest. I've got their budgeting templates for travel and for my day-to-day finances, and I also just love the goal and habit tracker. I think it's so great to keep yourself accountable with any goals that you want to set month to month. So if you want to check those templates out, there is a link in the description box below, and there is a 10% discount code there as well. But without further rambling, let's get into it. All right, so going through the November goals now, we are going to start at the top here with my daily habits that I'd set myself for November. So first off, I had a daily habit of getting 30 minutes of exercise a day. So I got like 2/3 of the way there this month, which I feel like is good and probably better than what I've done in previous months, to be honest. I think I'm getting better and better at this. So I had nearly 70%, 67% of my goal completed there. I did about 20 out of the 30 days, and I feel like the majority of them, to be honest, were on my content trip in Tasmania. So much of that trip was spent hiking and doing day walks and just walking in general. So I feel like it was really easy to get my steps up there and to get a bit of exercise in for the day. So I'm really happy with how much I achieved with that particular goal. I think obviously there's still room for improvement there, but it was so nice to get out of the house and actually just be exercising for quite a portion of the month. That was lovely, and I love getting out into nature. It's one of my favorite things to do. So yeah, it was really easy to do that on my content trip. I wish I had one of those every month. And then my next daily habit was to drink an extra liter of water per day. I seem to just really have an issue with this particular habit. It's really tricky for me to master. I've only got 40% of the way there, so not even quite halfway. And I still think I need a lot of room for improvement there. I think, again, the days that I really was meeting that goal there with drinking the extra liter of water a day was when I was away and obviously walking, hiking, doing that sort of thing around, you know, the later part of November. So yeah, I do feel that there is a lot of room there for improvement, and I really need to just start drinking more water. Like, I feel like even a liter is not that hard to do each day. I think my issue is I do tend to have like teas and coffees throughout the day, and it's almost like my body doesn't really want the water as well, or too much water on top of that. So I think I just need to start maybe replacing some of that with some water instead of just reaching for a tea or coffee all the time. Although most of my coffee is decaf now, to be honest. I just prefer having decaf throughout the week. Usually on the weekends, if I'm out and about, I'll have a full strength, but I just prefer decaf because, to be honest, I think full strength caffeine really messes with me sometimes, especially with my stress levels, anxiety, that kind of thing throughout the week. And although it can provide me a little bit better focus, I really need to be throwing myself into something for it to really work for me. If I'm not, then I start to get stressed, and if I'm feeling unfocused for a day, I think it's not a good thing usually for me. So decaf has definitely been a bit of a lifesaver in that respect. And just going up the top here for the summary, there was 32 out of 60 daily habits habits completed. Now we'll be moving on to the weekly goals next. So let's go on down to the weekly goals. So the first week I started off pretty well in November, and my weekly goals was to post 2 times a week to this channel, once a fortnight, post to my photography channel, and post to my travel vlogging channel with my partner, and then also posting 3 times a week to Instagram. So I pretty much achieved all of those for that particular week, except posting to Instagram. That was again something that I really didn't get to focus on last month as much as I would have liked to. It was supposed to be my focus last month, especially moving into the content trip, but unfortunately those few weeks before I went away just got so hectic, and I really needed to make sure my YouTube schedule was as well like on track, which I'm trying to keep going, you know, so that is a lot of work as well. But you know, 75% I felt like for that week was pretty good. Then it starts to get worse from there on out. So next week was 25%, which isn't that great. I did actually manage to post twice a week every week to this channel. Actually, I haven't updated week 4, I've just realized. So that actually did happen where I posted twice a week, which was good. I was able to keep up with that schedule. And then unfortunately posting for the following fortnight to the travel vlogging channel I have with my partner, I haven't unfortunately posted that most recent video. So technically I can't say I've achieved that goal yet. And then again, the pitching and then posting to my Instagram account, it just didn't end up happening, and especially once I was away and I didn't get a chance to plan all my posts for Instagram. So unfortunately, I think the most I did was like a few photo posts or carousels on Instagram this month, and I've tried to post a bit of that every week, and that was as good as I could kind of get with that. I have thought about getting into another routine with my Instagram where I do daily posting again, because I feel like once I get into that routine, it becomes quite easy for me to keep up with it as long as I keep doing it. The minute I stop is then the kind of point where it gets really hard to kind of get it going again and get back in that routine. If you're not aware, I actually did 6 months of posting every day to my Instagram account last year, and I did a video on it, which you can go and watch here on YouTube, and talked about my results from that. So I would really like to get into doing that again. Really just kind of push forward with it and post daily. But sometimes I think that kind of thing is good to do in spurts, because I think it's really unreasonable to keep it up, you know, for 12 months or longer and just keep doing that. I don't even know if there's that much benefit to doing it for that long, but doing it kind of in spurts when you have the time and ability to get into that routine, I think is maybe not a bad way to go. So maybe that's something that I'll look at for next year. So unfortunately, as you can see, a lot of my weekly goals weren't really achieved in November. I feel that I kept up with my schedule on this particular YouTube channel, and most of my videos overall for YouTube, it was just Instagram pitching. Didn't really happen last month, but that's okay. And now moving on to my monthly goals. So finishing work on time and relaxing was one of my personal goals for last month, and I feel like I really achieved that. I feel that I really forced myself at times to finish earlier. Of course, there was going to be a couple of days here and there, especially while I was getting things done before I went away, where I wasn't going to be finishing work on time, but I think for the most part I really strived to do that, and I did achieve that. The next goals were my wellness goals, which was to be walking each week and meditation each week. Definitely achieved the walking each week. I just did a really simple goal last month where I was like, you know what, I just want an extra exercise goal that I just want to make sure that I do. Walking each week, don't care how much it is or how long or whatever, just getting out of the house for a walk. And I really did do that quite a bit in November, which was great. Meditation, unfortunately, again, was not something I was able to achieve. I feel like this is another sticking point for me. I would love to get back into doing meditation and yoga. I feel like I was doing a lot of that in previous years, but now that things have just ramped up so much with content and that, it's just so hard to just sit back even for 5 minutes in the day sometimes and think about doing it. I really need to make sure that it becomes part of my routine, because I want it as part of my routine, and I think most people really need that factor, just to sit back and just let your mind wander, or not wander at all. Like, I think that that would be wonderful just to have that routine back in action for myself. So I'm still going to work on that for future months, but unfortunately for November, didn't achieve it. And then I had another financial goal here of saving another $500 for my trips account, which I've been having this goal pretty much each month for the last few months, and I did it again, which was great. Saved that extra $500 and was able to use that on the content trip that we just went on. So that was really wonderful. Okay, so now down to the monthly reflection here. Achievements, what were my biggest achievements this month? I think, to be honest, really keeping up the exercise of 30 minutes a day. And then I think the next thing that I really achieved was getting into a creative groove. I feel like it is so hard to get into creative groove sometimes when you feel very uninspired, and there has been moments of that this year, but getting onto that content trip really allowed me, like I said before, to experiment more with my photography, my video content, like really focus on that and just not really have anything else on my mind at that particular time, just really focusing on that, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't really have that specifically as a goal set for last month, but I'm glad that that's something that I achieved because it has been something on my mind for quite a while. So challenges, what challenges did I face this month? I think, again, short time frames to get work done. As I mentioned, the last few months have been filled with content trips, and it's been really tricky to fit all the work that I have to do into like half the amount of time for the month. So again, that is a bit of a roadblock, trying to get on top of everything, you know, so it doesn't become like that and it doesn't become that hard. But it definitely was still difficult for November, especially with the Instagram stuff. I just didn't even get that done. And I think just struggling to get into other routines. So again, when I was talking about wanting to focus on Instagram last month, it really wasn't something I was able to do, and I didn't end up getting into that routine that I wanted to with posting. So unfortunately, that was another challenge that I really faced. I just felt like I didn't get into that groove of posting. Improvements and what can I improve for next month? So I think really taking a step back from work. I'm really hoping around the middle of December to kind of take a step back from work and really focus on just enjoying time with family and friends, and really making sure that that's not consuming me for the second half of the month, because there's nothing worse than having your work so packed in right up till Christmas time or the holiday season, and you just feel like you're still going with it. And especially as a content creator or freelancer, where you don't really get to go home at the end of the day and really forget about work. Sometimes this stuff just follows you. So I really want to be able to do that around the middle of the month. Another thing that I would like to improve, finding other ways to get into a creative groove. So I know that, of course, going on these content trips is a wonderful way for me to get the creative juices flowing with my content. But obviously I am at home for most of my year when I'm not traveling. So I need to find ways, I think, of getting into a really creative mindset when I'm at home and when I'm not feeling it. I think I just need to find other ways to kind of get into that and really feel creative again, and make sure that that just doesn't drop off the moment I get home from a content trip or from traveling. I think that that's always a pretty tricky thing to do. So as a summary and the key takeaways for this month, I think the main thing is don't set too many goals. I feel like I've done this as a summary before, in a short time frame, because again, if it's just going to overwhelm and it's going to be too busy and you're not going to get them done, then they're unachievable and there's no point in setting them in the first place. So I think I'm still learning to really not do that and not sort of set those unrealistic goals that I'm probably not going to be able to achieve. And I think that that's the main summary for this month. I felt that I wasn't super overwhelmed this month like I was at times in October. I felt like I was getting a bit burnt out. So I think that I did achieve, like, you know, really just stepping back a little bit in that way and making sure that I was sort of taking care of myself, not always just focusing on work. So I think that that's the main summary, is to just not set too many goals in a short time frame, I think, from this month. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to December's goals, and I'll be setting some new ones for the month ahead. And I've definitely got a few that I want to focus on, but I do think this is going to be a much more lighter month in terms of goal setting compared to January, because like I said, that's when things are going to start to really ramp up with my goal setting and really doing a huge refresh of everything. So for December's goals, I'm going to obviously focus on keeping up that routine of the exercise each day. I really love the idea of just doing the 30 minutes of exercise, no matter what it is, just doing that daily and making sure I'm getting off my chair. So let's just do 30 minutes of exercise. I'm going to set the goal of drinking an extra liter of water a day again, because I want to achieve this. Like, I just need to drink an extra 1 liter of water. So those will be my 2 daily habits at this point. I think that I will stick with those 2 habits, and then we'll see how we go with those. Again, I really like having those as daily habits. I'm not going to move into doing like yoga, meditation, all that sort of thing for this month, because because I just know already December I'm not going to stick with it. So we'll maybe look into that, I think, for January, really starting to incorporate a bit of that back into daily habits and really trying to do that a little bit more, because I kind of had a bit of a fail with that a few months ago in my monthly reset where I was setting those as goals. And I just know, like I said, December is just going to be so busy. So I don't think it's going to be a go. So I think one of my main goals for December is going to be staying on track with scheduling. And that is going to be for my YouTube channels. That is always such a priority for me. So trying to make sure I'm staying on top of all of those schedules. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I have 3 YouTube channels. This YouTube channel, my travel vlogging channel, Wonder Walkers with my partner, and then also my photography channel, which is the channel that I first started here on YouTube about 10 years ago. So I want to make sure I'm still sticking to the schedule of 2 videos a week for this channel, 1 video a fortnight for Wonder Walkers, and 1 video a fortnight for my photography channel as well. So I'm just going to add those in. So post 2 times a week to KJC. So that's Kaylee June Creative. And then I'll just copy and paste that into the other weeks. And then we'll do post 1 time a fortnight to Wonder Walkers, which is my travel vlogging channel. So I'm just gonna post that into week 1 and week 3. And then post once a fortnight to Kaylee June, which is my photography channel. And we'll also copy and paste that into week 1 and week 3. So making sure that YouTube schedule is being stuck to is my main goal. My next goal is actually going to be, again, posting 3 times a week to Instagram. I really want to do this. So it can be images, reels, whatever. So I'm going to copy and paste that for every week. Really want to get back into the habit of doing that. And then I've got a couple of extra goals that I'm going to be putting down below. Now, I think I'm going to actually put these into career goals. Now, the main career goal I think that I'm going to actually have for the entire month is to start compiling another list of companies that I can pitch to as a travel content creator in 2025. So just moving into next year, I want to sort of be ready for this and don't want to leave it till next month to do that. I want to start doing this in December and really starting to get that list together of contacts that I can start reaching out to in January, hopefully, for maybe some potential content trips next year, maybe some other camp event companies, we'll see. So that's going to be one of my career goals, which I haven't really had too many career goals in the last few months specifically, but this will be one of them. Start compiling pitch list, travel content. So my personal goals are going to be switching off from work, probably from like maybe the 18th or 19th. Having everything ahead of time and organized would be great. And I think walking each week will be another. I think that was one that I achieved this month. So I'm just going to put that down as a monthly goal. Going for a walk each week outside of the home. And then let's go save another. Maybe we should save $1,000 for the trip account. Let's go save 1,000. I've done 500 the last few months, so let's see if we can do 1,000 for this month. And meditation, you know, I think I'm gonna meditate once a week. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, I want to be able to do that. And I think it's a really good thing to try to incorporate, just maybe this one at least for December. I know I'm going to get stressed. I know that there's going to be times in the month that are really busy. So I think just being able to do that once a week, just to sit back, breathe, and just kind of like let my mind feel a bit freer, I think would be really great. So I think that that'll be my main goals for December. I'm not going to set too many. As I said, I don't really want to have too many goals for December. I think it's going to be a very busy month as usual. So I really want to make sure that I'm able to stay on top of anything that I do set and just my general schedule as well. Okay, so that is basically all of my goals now set for December, and it's really exciting getting into that new year period of time where hopefully I'm going to be able to post a lot more videos on sort of starting the new year afresh and all of the things. I can't wait for my stationery haul video, which I do at the beginning of every year, or which I've started to do at the beginning of the year because I really enjoy doing those videos and getting new planners and all the rest of it. I live for that. It'll be also a great time to reflect on some different kinds of videos, like how much I earned overall on YouTube as a creator for this particular year. I think I'll go into a video talking about 2024 earnings from YouTube overall, and then also looking into certain stats and that for my Instagram account over this year, how much I've grown, how much anything has happened with my YouTube channel. You know, like I think stats videos like that are kind of interesting as well after a full year. So if you really want to see more videos like that, definitely let me know in the comment section and I would love to film those. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do because I'll be posting a lot more in future. Make sure to hit the notification bell as well to see all the updates from this channel. And let me know down in the comment section below what your goals are for December and whether you achieved any in particular for November. I would love to hear from you. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.